everybody, and welcome to another episode of Honest to Pod with me, Ashley McAllister.
And me, Matthew Ali.
Yay! And we're face to face!
Yay!
Yay! And this is episode, what did I say?
44.
44. We are here in London together in our new studio.
It is like a studio.
Apartment.
I'm going to ask Mark if we can use it every week. He's probably working on the Monday evening, isn't it? So we could probably come here and do it.
Yeah, I'm going to say, McCabe, if you can now vacate your flat every Monday, we can use it as our recording studios, and you can charge us nothing, but we can charge you for saying that we use this thing.
Absolutely, we'll promote it.
Yeah.
And then we can go to the pokers on Monday.
Yes!
Because it's just around the corner.
It's just around the corner, yes. Perfect.
It is perfect.
Yeah, it is good. Welcome. So, obviously, no episode for 2 weeks. That was just 100% Matt's fault.
It was. It's always my fault.
I was packing up. 2 weeks ago, I was packing up to move here. The Monday, I moved on the Tuesday. Monday night was just hectic, and we usually record on Monday. And I planned to, but it fell through. Then he had
a big argument with his mum, but that was what he's not going to say. Another dramatic argument. This one was kind of serious.
This was quite a big one, and it was like we were at loggerheads.
Loggerheads?
Yeah, is that the right expression?
Loggerheads.
Loggerheads. Yeah. Well, we were there, wherever it was. Right up until about half an hour before I left, because I would be the one to give in and be like, right, Mum. But I was like, no.
No, you would never. Hold on a second.
I do.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
you can't make bold statements like
with my mum, I would, yeah.
Are you taking a piss?
I do.
Oh, okay. Anyway, carry on. You're such a liar. You would never give in with anyone.
My mum, I would. I'm not going to sit and be angry at my mum forever, am I?
Yes.
No.
She needs to learn her lesson, or whatever it is. And I'm like, she's an old lady. Like, she's not going to change.
She's not that old.
I'm not going to reveal my mum. Yeah.
Well, okay. There's times I would say if my mum, I am a more lenient. I'm definitely not of other people.
Okay.
I'll 100% admit that. I hold a grudge for time.
Yeah.
Don't fuck me over. But no, my mum, I am usually pretty lenient, because I just think in my head, I'm like, what if I die and the last thing is that my mum and I have fight?
No, it is. I sometimes think that.
I always do.
Yeah.
And then I feel really guilty, and I'm like, Mum, I'm so sorry.
I always make sure, like I say to my mum now, especially, like our relationship's really good. Make sure I love you and stuff, and try to be more attentive in that respect. I always give my mum a kiss on the lips. Do you kiss your mum on the lips?
No.
I always have done, yeah. Even now.
No.
I don't mind. It's not weird. Do you think it's weird?
I don't know if it's weird.
Did you do it growing up?
I always remember. I actually was thinking about this the other day. I always remember growing up, I used to kiss everyone on the lips.
What do you mean, everyone?
Like, if I was to meet somebody, like my auntie or my cousin or whoever it was, I'm talking like I was really young.
I was like 15.
I still am really young, so I know it's hard to define.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I used to kiss people on the lips, and I remember at the time my auntie said, "Oh, you only kiss the people you love on the lips." And I said, "But I love you all."
Oh my God.
And she was like, "No,
I don't love you." That's so harsh.
Yeah,
Actually, don't.
No, she then. Yeah, none of us love you, Ashley. That's
so harsh.
So then I was disowned, and I moved out, and here I am in London. No, I did. And she was like, I remember her saying it because it spreads diseases, and I was.
Oh, goodness.
I remember it so clearly, and that just put the fear of me. She was you kiss people on the cheek.
Okay.
So then from that day on, I stopped kissing people on the lips.
Including your mum? Yeah,
my mum, boyfriends, everyone just
boyfriends. Oh God. No. I find it weird with the gays. Like the gays, like only now am I getting kind of even recently. Sometimes because some people like I think with gay men. Like quite often people kiss you on the lips, right? But sometimes it's people all the time.
Never.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. When
I'm like,
no, but people do, and I never know when it's coming up because sometimes I feel like I have a decent relationship with some people, but sometimes I'm not that close, and they come and kiss me on the lips, and I'm a bit like, okay. But then sometimes comes on quite hot. Like there's a guy called Nathan who's really hot, and he always kisses me on the lips, and I'm definitely down. I'm like, but yeah, that's a bit weird.
So I'm just drinking out of my chili bottle, my rip-off chili bottle. No, I try and avoid. And do you know what? As an adult now, I 100% try and avoid people kissing me on the lips that I don't know. 100%.
But you don't know.
Well, like I wouldn't have somebody who not that I don't know. I'm not going around kissing like everyone.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have somebody like the rugby club come and kiss me on the lips, even if I did know them. Like
it happens. It does happen often.
There's one guy who does, and every time I'm sort of going to the side, I'm like,
yeah, no, I do. Well, now I do. I wouldn't. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it's people like that a bit, and then I'm a bit like, okay.
I always try to go like angle my lips to go sideways, like around to the cheek. I'm like,
It doesn't really bother me now, but it's when it used to happen, I'd be like, okay.
I just don't want cold sores. I don't want herpes.
Like Adam's really precious about cold sores because when he gets a break, he has like 17 all over his face.
I've never had one in my life.
That's bullshit.
I have never, ever.
You must have like an immunity. Isn't that a thing?
People are blessed.
With some things, you can't be completely blemish free.
No, I mean I'm cursed in other areas.
Yeah. I get cold sores if I drink a lot, and then if I get like cracked lips from being dehydrated, I tend to get that. But I got a really bad one once from a guy. Well, no, because people are like, oh, you shouldn't kiss anyone, and I'm a bit like, I don't care. Like it's their business, not mine. If I got a bad cold sore, so I just went around like just like pulling people and stuff. Yeah, with my cold sores. And then you had this big open wound once, and the guy was more than happy, and it was like very obvious, and he was like, whatever.
Did he
he didn't say anything.
Lick your wound? He was like,
quite literally. Quite literally, it was an open wound. It was really bad.
Was it oozing?
No, it wasn't oozing.
Oh, it's
disgusting.
Almost,
but it was a bit like, because I was like, well, I'll just go for it. If he says no, I don't want to kiss you. Like I'm like, fair. No, fine.
Fair enough.
This was years ago. This was a long time ago.
So I don't kiss my mum on the lips. So yeah, we had this argument, and then I did make up with her, and there was tears. It was the Tuesday before I was leaving. Tuesday, the day of I left, there was tears. All very dramatic, but we're good. And I've sort of in my head, similar to you, I like, especially now in my later life, I like to say to my mum more that I love her, because I do, obviously. And I've committed to myself every week to send her a little letter, a little card.
A handwritten letter?
Yeah.
That's a big commitment, babes.
Well, one weekend I've done it. So, we'll see.
Do you have the cards ready? Because
No.
that might make it easier instead of having to buy it every week or something.
I'll go buy a pack, but because at the minute I'm jobless, I spend my days wandering the streets of Soho. So it's just easy to go and
looking for tricks.
Trade in tricks.
Yeah.
For free Starbucks. So yeah, I just go back. Like I did it this week. Yeah, so it was good. So yeah, had a fight with my mum, made up. So that was then 2 weeks ago, and then last week, what were we doing last week?
You made plans of work.
Yeah, well, I don't have. Basically, last week, because I don't have a job, I'm free all day. I joined this CrossFit gym, and they wanted to have like an induction meeting, which I thought was really cool. Where they wanted to get to know me, my training past, what my goals were. So I had to sit down with one of the main coaches, and it's supposed to be half an hour, and it went on for an hour. So I was late, and in that time, because we were going to record a quick episode.
It would have been tight.
Yeah, because you had to go to the pub quiz.
No, I had therapy.
At 5:30.
At 6.
And then the pub quiz.
Yeah, I got to the pub quiz.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go to the pub quiz. I was going to only have therapy, but then as soon as you said that,
yeah,
I was like, I'm going to go to the pub quiz.
Yeah, well, we met on Saturday, I think. I said go to the pub quiz because I had drinks with work planned with my old colleagues who were from Australia, so it was good. Anyway, so by the time the meeting ended, which overran, I was just like, man, I don't have any time. I'm far too busy. Sadly, so we didn't get to record then, so yeah, it's sort of my fault.
Pretty much, exclusively. Although I did win at the pub quiz, which was really good. So we got a £50 bar tab.
You are welcome. Do you know if I hadn't let you go and said let's record, you wouldn't have got that?
I mean, it didn't add anything to my life in that respect, but yeah, it was fun. It was a nice, easy one, and it's good. It's a good pub quiz. It starts at 6:30 and finished at 8:30, which is perfect for a Monday. You don't want to be out too late. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the pub quiz, and I would like to go someday.
The pub is really good. It's called the Moortown Bell. It's near Wapping or St Catherine Stocks, and it'll be a good place to watch rugby as well. It's a sports bar, and it's got loads of screens everywhere. Good space outside, really large space inside. It's really good.
We should keep it in mind for the World Cup.
Yeah, I was going to look to book some time there. Because they do like breakfast deals and stuff, because, you know, the rugby's going to be on really early.
That's cool. Yeah, oh shit, it's going to be, Japan time. Mad.
So how's your London life been?
Well, this is it. It's been interesting. It's not my phone. I'm going to turn my...
It's definitely not mine. Mine doesn't.
Turn my notifications off here. Yeah, it's been... I'm not going to lie, it's been so overwhelming. I literally, for the first week and a half, I was just tired the whole time.
Why were you tired?
Because it sounds weird, but London is so noisy.
100%.
Background noise is all the time. It doesn't switch off. And I'm talking like sirens throughout the night, airplanes flying overhead. It's just...
And you just don't get that at home, like no noise?
There might be an owl. Do you know what I mean?
An
owl. No, you get some background, but not to that extent. Like, more common not if you go out past 10, 11 o'clock, there's not a car in the road. Do you know what I mean? It's fairly quiet. So compared to this, and I know it's weird because I know I come back and I stay and it doesn't affect me, but usually when I'm back, I'm really, really drunk, so it just doesn't matter. But this time, I've not drunk that much since I've come back. I've actually not avoided, but I've made conscious choices to be out and not drink, just because I just want to, because I'm not sleeping the best, I don't want to also be hungover. So that's one thing. I'm so also used to just jumping in the car and driving around that I walk a lot more here. My legs have been so sore. So sore. Muscles have been aching.
That's crazy.
It's mad. And these are all things I used to do all the time, and I'm out of...
Well, the weight's just going to drop off then if you're walking around loads, I'm sure. Because obviously you've not started at the CrossFit yet.
I went to one class, and then I went to my first rugby training the same day, and I think that's also wrecked my legs, because I was so messed up. And then I got 2 massive blisters on my toes.
So I was thinking, because I've got did you see my Instagram post about my toenail?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're both having feet issues, rugby. So in June, in Dublin... You know, I showed everyone, on my Instagram, I had that swelling in my leg.
Yeah.
And it spread. I had an injury, a big, like, internal bruise, and then the bruising spread up, and basically all the bruising went down to literally the tip of all of my toenails, and then all the way up to my knees. And then so I ended up having, like, 2 bruised big toenails, like, really bad. So today I'm in bed, and it's been black ever since, not nice, and I was a bit like, oh man, right in time for the summer, and like, you know, I have horrible feet.
Ooh.
I know. But you know what? I can't not wear flip-flops. It's too hot. And I like the flip-flops. But it is disgusting. And I'll post.
I have to vote no in your question.
No, definitely vote yes. And I woke up today.
I don't know.
And the toenail was missing. Off my foot. So I was like, someone was supposed to come around this afternoon.
Who? Tell me who? Like the plumber?
The plumber was supposed to come around to fix something.
What was he going to fix?
He was going to lay down some pipe. Because...
On a bank holiday, that's good service.
Great service. Great service. I got paid double. But it's okay.
All right.
And I was looking for the toenail in my bed last night. Where the fuck is this thing?
Ooh.
It must be somewhere, because it certainly was there when you left last night, right?
Yeah.
It was there, I think.
I don't know.
No, obviously you don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. But my black toenail was there somewhere. I can't find it.
And you don't want the plumber to find it in your bed?
What? Wouldn't that be disgusting, right? If I'm like, okay, come to my bed. The pipes are just behind it. Let me just move the covers, and then my black toenail just shows up.
Yeah, that'd be grim.
So I cancelled the plumber because I couldn't find the toenail. I can't find the fucker. It's so weird. It's just missing. Yeah, and now I've got this all this blood or something on my fucking toenail, which I just need to clean now. You just saw it.
Oh, that okay.
That's all like blood underneath, so I just need to get rid of that.
Oof.
It will come off, and then I'll have like a normal toenail that's smaller than regular toenails because it needs to grow out. But it happens in rugby. Now that you've joined rugby, like sometimes it does happen. Like people treading on your feet and you get loads of bruising and stuff, and it's not nice to have.
No.
But
when I ran the marathon, a couple of my toenails popped off.
Yes, it's not nice.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. Yeah.
But nothing you can do.
Here, it is what it is.
Yeah. So we've both got feet problems.
Yeah, it's funny. I have somebody today because now I'm back in London. I have downloaded a couple of apps.
Yay!
And I was chatting to somebody this morning.
I saw Ash on Scruff. It was a great picture. Well done. You do take great pictures now.
Yeah.
I do. I do.
What I was going to say is the pictures are misleading a lot. Like,
you think so?
Oh yeah.
You purposely choose misleading pictures.
No, pictures of me make me appear hotter than what I do in real life.
So that's what you're saying. You choose pictures that don't accurately reflect what you look like in person.
Well, no,
so you're catfishing.
It's not my fault. Every picture of me looks good.
You don't think you look good in person?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, fair. I agree.
So I was chatting to this guy today.
Ooh.
And
what's his name?
I don't know. I don't know his name. I forgot to ask. And he was saying that he's into feet.
I was saying the same thing today.
To who? What's his name?
Not to someone that we talked to. Who's actually one of the stories we're going to talk about in Agony Ash.
Oh.
But because I posted my feet on Instagram, and then he was like, I know he hates feet. I know that already. So I sent him a picture of my feet, which are horrible. At the moment.
They're horrible.
You keep looking at my feet. And he was like, disgusting. And I was like, because I quite like feet. I said I'm a stone's throw away from like a fetish because I don't want to have sex around feet.
No.
But I do appreciate nice feet.
Nice feet are cute.
Yeah.
I think they're because they're rare.
They are.
They are. Do you know what I mean?
They really are. And especially when a handsome guy has awful feet and hands.
Oh.
Like, that's really disappointing.
I've got lovely feet, except for the big...
Do you think so?
I think I've got really cute feet.
You think so?
I do. I think they are really cute.
Okay.
Not to be smug.
They're a bit stubby, but okay.
And
you shave the top of your feet?
No, I don't shave them. That's just no hair.
Okay. Ashley's just showing me his feet as well. He's got two big blister.
Dainty wee feet. Look at them. Cute. They're cute as shit, those feet.
Oh my goodness. There's like no veins that look like child's feet. You know, like they're just smooth on top.
Yeah, they do. They're so white as well.
Yeah.
Weirdly in Nashville, somebody I hooked up with, which was a photograph taken of in the... Do you know him? Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He was into feet. But he like licking feet.
He licked your feet?
He licked my big toe.
I'd be down.
It felt weirdly amazing.
100%. I would be so down.
I was just like, oh my God, don't stop. So yeah.
Would you lick someone's feet if they said?
No.
You wouldn't?
Depends. I wouldn't, again, lick a random person's foot.
I'd have to, like, straight out of club, if you went home. I'd be like, no.
Sweaty.
No, you need to wash. Yeah. But if I'd known they'd wash or something, you know, like in the morning, you know, someone stays over and you end up having sex in the morning or something, but they had a shower or, I don't know, something like that.
A partner's foot. I'd probably lick a partner's foot.
I don't...
Or somebody I'm intimate. Yeah, exactly. In fact, yeah, depends on the foot.
I'd have to see the foot, yeah. If it was something that...
Green nails or...
Well, 100% no. Of course I wouldn't. Anyway, so you said this guy said he just randomly said, were you talking about
no,
sex?
we're chatting about, he's like, what you into? And I'm like, he says, do you have any kinks? And I'm like, oh God, no, not that.
Of course you don't.
Oh goodness. No, not that I know of. And I was like, what about you? And he's like, he's into this feet. And I was like, oh, you don't like these feet, not these blisters.
Maybe he likes blisters.
I didn't actually say that, but I was just in my head thinking, Jesus, no, you're not going to like these feet.
I don't think feet is that kinky. Obviously, we've spoken about kinks and stuff before, but no, I'll be down. But I don't find them sexually attractive. It's more like I find them appealing in some way.
It's sort of, to me, I wouldn't look at someone who's, God, they have nice feet.
100%
But if you'd seen some, you would.
To them?
No, but I would. If say if we're in the park and you walk past, I'd be like, oh God, look at his feet. I wouldn't be like that. I'd be like, ugh. I'm more likely to pick up on ugly feet, which makes me appreciate good feet rather than just seek out good feet.
I wouldn't say to you, Ash, look at his feet, but I would think, oh, that's some nice feet. I hope he's handsome. And then he won't be, and I'm like, oh, well, that's a waste.
Surely you look at the face first before you look at the feet.
I'll look at everyone's feet the same way I look at everyone's dick and their ass, no matter what.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But sometimes when someone's really ugly, I'm like, oh, I don't want to look at their feet and I end up doing it anyway. Just because it's just like a habit. But yeah, it wouldn't turn me off. There'd have to be some really bad feet for someone who was hot to then be like, oh. But it would very rarely turn me off. But someone who was ugly, I shouldn't say ugly, someone I didn't find attractive, end up having good feet, I'd be a bit like, interesting.
I remember when we were in Bali and Dave, who
you can just hate his feet. You go. You're so brutal.
Dave, who I'm staying with, my lovely friend Dave, who's let me live in his house.
Thank you. Rent free, I'll add.
Him and I went for some pedicures because of like 50p.
Yeah.
And
pedicure.
And the little lady who had to do Dave's foot was this. They're all like usually really happy because they want the tip and whatever, which is fine. The woman who had my foot was like blah blah blah, chatting away to me and blah blah blah, and doing this, doing that. And then Dave got out of his feet. The woman had to do just her face just dropped. And you book it like you do the pedicure and they think it's going to be like 30 minutes, whatever it is, and like they do all these different things inside the 30 minutes. One of which is filing the dead skin off. 30 minutes filing Dave's dead skin off. He didn't get anything else done. Didn't get the nails done. Anything. It was just.
Should have got one of those blades because sometimes it's really thick. So one of my ex-boyfriends had like really hard skin, so they got a blade and like cut it off instead of sanding it down because it's just so thick.
I have a blade. I have a blade for my calluses on my hand.
It's that like that curved one.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I tried to do it myself, so I got the blade for myself and started doing it. Although I've got really soft feet, so despite my toenails at the moment, I normally have really beautiful feet, really soft because I like to moisturize them and do it on my own. So I used to get a blade. One time, my skin is quite thin. It's not that much thick skin, and I cut my feet. And they fucking would not stop bleeding. I mean, the bathroom was blood everywhere. I was like Adam. I kept call Adam because when we lived together, and I was soaking in the bath because it just wouldn't stop bleeding. There was blood everywhere. I got a towel, tried to stop it. I tried to wrap them up. It was a fucking massacre. And I was like, let me do the other toe. And I did the same thing to the other toe. I think there was like a little chink in the blade or something, and I should have changed it. And I haven't done it since because it was everywhere. And it took about a week and a half. Because it's your feet at the bottom, all the blood goes there. So when I was living my normal life and like putting my shoes on, because I was at work, I couldn't wear like flip-flops or something. My socks would just get fully like bloody.
Because there's so much pressure as well. Going
down,
down,
yeah. So it just took ages to like heal because it was such an awkward position. But I do normally like to have a pedicure for sure.
I've not had one since Bali.
That was years ago.
Yeah, 5 years.
Oh my goodness. I had one this year. I had one this year. And she put a bit of colour on.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
I like it. I was thinking about getting colour for my big toenails now because I was like, because they're so like bruised and stuff, but it would be awkward.
I wouldn't let anyone near that. Oh, look at that.
That wasn't like that early one. What's wrong with this one?
It's all dented.
That's because of the rugby. Yeah, there. What am I supposed to do? There's nothing I could do. She needs to grow out.
Okay. Do you know Mickey's daughter paints Mickey's nails?
She's a child,
like
isn't it?
4 or 5, yeah, she's 4 or 5. And it's so cute. She like gets the pink nail polish out. And she's still sat and paint the nails. It's like all the way up the foot.
I would do the same thing. It's really hard to do.
I'm jealous. I'm like, Leah, do my feature. No. So
you've been in London for
2 weeks and 2 weeks tomorrow.
2 weeks? Fuck me.
It's flown in.
Yeah. And apart from this foot guy, there's been no one else on the cards, on the tables? Table on the cards?
There's been no other cards on the table. Is that an expression?
Cards on the table, for sure.
Speaking of cards on the table, you need to get unicorns again.
No.
If I'd have known, I bought Dave unicorns and I could have brought it with me. That last night, if I'd known you didn't have it.
You played a great game though, Towerfall. So
that was so much fun. I'm obsessed with the Switch.
Yeah, definitely get one.
Yeah, I'm going to get one, I think.
Don't detract from what I'm saying.
Yeah. I was trying really hard.
I know. Not to put undue pressure on you, but it's been 2 weeks. It's like that holiday thing, and I don't know why I continue to do it with saying you've got to have sex within 2 weeks of being in London. But it's quite different from being in Limavady, I guess, because there's not many
people
options.
here. Yeah. I've not had sex with anyone. I've not met anyone for sex, and I've not been out clubbing to meet people. There's a guy I met in Dublin at rugby.
Oh.
And I've met him a couple of times for coffee.
So, should we talk about this now?
Talk about what?
Well, and one of my friends at work was talking about this because there's a girl at work who is started hooking up with this guy that she'd known years and years ago. And he kind of part lives in Seattle, part lives here.
Okay.
And my other friend at work was like, oh, she needs to stop seeing him. She's like, why? And it's like, because we think that he's in a relationship. So essentially cheating on his partner. And then the girl that's doing it at work says, well, that's his business, not mine. Thoughts, Ashley? Have you ever experienced something like this in your life?
Me and my ex used to have massive arguments about this because I personally don't think it's not my problem if somebody else has got a partner. It's definitely nothing to do with me. I wouldn't feel any guilt over...
Absolutely not.
No, of course not. I mean, first of all, I don't know the parameters of anybody else's relationship. They might be an open relationship.
Is that what he told you?
No.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about my friend. My other friend.
Jenny, you're really confusing me here. No, so my ex is all like, 100% you should feel guilty. I'm like, absolutely
not.
Nope, not a way.
The thing that I would try and do is I wouldn't want to get involved in someone's drama. That's the thing that would get me. Like, if it's quite messy in some way, and especially if it's close to home. Like, this situation is a bit different because they think that this guy's partner lives in Seattle.
Right, okay.
So, there's no, like, chance of this, like, I don't know, them crossing paths in some way with the partner. But even then, so it's less messy in that respect without you getting caught up. Not that it should change anything. But I think this issue is their issue. Yeah,
I would say as long as the person's not getting with that person with the intention to be in a relationship with them.
What if that person... Okay, so the person that she's getting with, what if he lied about his relationship status? How would that make you feel on the receiving end? If you're like, the bit on the side.
I mean, I wouldn't... If they were lying, I wouldn't know they were lying, so it wouldn't really change the way I thought.
And if you didn't find out they were lying?
Oh, you found out they were lying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably wonder why. Yeah, I mean, it seems a bit weird as adults that you lie about things like that, but...
I think that would turn me off for sure.
Right.
If they were lying about... Because I'd be like, what are you like... Because lying is like a trait, like it's a behaviour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So if they're lying to their partner, they're lying to you, then I'd be like...
It's not a good foundation for anything, isn't it?
No.
So, God, lucky I'm not in that situation.
So lucky you're not in that situation, actually, because...
Was that your agony ash?
That wasn't my agony ash, actually.
Okay,
it was just something that had come up yesterday when we were at Flight Club and I was talking to my friend at work.
Oh, okay.
And I know you were there because you had a similar situation. No. But you were thinking about a similar situation that someone else had.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I don't know. Each their own, you know what I mean? But you're right, I wouldn't want to get caught in between anybody else's relationship drama.
No, not at all. Not if they had some sort of understanding or...
But if they wanted to have a fight in front of me, I'd happily eat the popcorn and watch.
I live for that sort of shit. It was so good.
Love it.
You don't watch Love Island?
I watched 2 episodes of Love Island whilst you're on holiday, and I voted twice. Yeah.
Why? And you never said this?
Well, because don't think we've recorded. No, we have recorded.
Once, I think, yeah.
Yeah. I watched... Yes, I did. I watched... Basically, we were around at my friend Diggs' house, and Sarah was there, and she's a massive Love Island fan, and we were totally taking the piss out of Sarah, because it was... What happened in this episode was Tommy and the girl he was with...
Molly May.
Oh well, whatever. They had gone out for this dinner date, and then Curtis totally called that he was gay. Well, he's coming out as bi or something, hasn't he?
No, he just won't say.
No, he
did.
Oh,
he's being asked, and he's not confirming nor denying. It's kind of like when Mika, you know, that artist came out saying like, "I don't need to tell you what my sexual preference is," which I think is fair.
Yeah.
But he's not going out of his way to say no. In fact, I'm completely straight. Like he's not confirming or denying anything.
I call Curtis is not completely straight.
100%.
Oh my god.
But we all know that.
Yeah, I thought I was like really clued in.
Yeah, everyone knew in the first episode.
And then what else happened? So anyway, and then we had to. It was the week before. I think it was the Friday before the final, and then Emer at work took my phone. Well, asked me to download the Love Island app so she could vote. So I voted for who won?
Amber and the other Irish guy.
The Irish guy. Yes, I voted. That's who
I
voted
say
for.
Craig, but that's not true.
The doctor.
Greg.
No, rugby player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he a doctor?
No.
Lawyer.
I think he's training up to be something else.
Yeah, he's trained to be. Yeah, voted for him twice, and they won.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how in Love Island it's always the couple on the right that win, but this is the first year that it didn't. And we're like, yeah, go Greg or whoever it is, and Amber.
Was that the point of the story? Because that wasn't what I was going to talk about.
No, I was saying I've watched Love Island.
Okay. There's a situation where this guy...
Can I just say I didn't like Love Island either? It was pretty shit.
You only watched 2 episodes. You need to get the whole context for it. But basically, a situation where like this girl was an innocent bystander in this couple where this couple were together, and then Anna and Jordan told her the day before that he wants to be in a relationship with Anna. The next day, he goes up to another girl and says, basically, I don't like Anna, I want to get with you. Then Anna comes over and starts screaming her head off, and then this girl, innocent bystander, who was just like, I don't know why he came up and told me that he likes me, was just sitting there and watching the drama. So her partner comes up and just removes her like delicately out of the way. But she got caught in the crossfires just because of like their whole situation where he was lying to her. So it's kind of similar to like the situation at work where it's both interesting to get caught in the drama for sure, but not to be like a part of it. Because I do like watching that shit. There's an American one now called Are You the One? It's been on. It's been on for 8 seasons, but this season it's similar to Love Island. They're doing like a queer version, which
that's good.
Yeah,
different.
So it is different. Yeah, and so there's a potential for anyone in the house to be a match for anyone else in the house because there's like a mixture of non-binary, sort of gender fluid, pansexual, bisexuals, all sorts in there. What's quite interesting though is because we've had this conversation about using the word queer, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that like the lead singer of Years and Years uses that word a lot and is a big fan of like reclaiming the word and stuff. And I think you might have said that you're not a huge fan of using the word. At the time,
yeah, because I change my mind every day. Like I don't know. At the time, it's weird. I don't know. It's one of those things where I can understand why people do, but I also don't. Like I don't get it.
Well, they say it on the show a lot. Right, and the person that told me about the show is one of my oldest school friends. She's straight, a straight male. And then I started saying to him like, "Oh, it's so great, it's a queer version." So then he was like talking about it at work, and then he said queer a few times because they say it all the time on the show. And then he messaged me like, "Matt, is it okay if I say queer?" Because I kind of said it at work, and a couple of people thought it was really uncomfortable. And I was like, that's so interesting because they say it on the show a lot. He's watching the show, loves the show, completely open as a person. They say it. He's not saying it in a derogatory way, but it was uncomfortable for him and for others. And I was like, well, just say like non-conventional or something like that if it's easy. And he said, yeah, he'll probably say that. But he felt a bit uncomfortable because people were uncomfortable with him saying it, but he wasn't saying it in any other way. What do you think about that?
I think it's because you have shows like Queer Eye,
yeah,
and Queer as Folk. And they have pushed the word to be more liberal. Do you know what I mean? It's weird because it is still used as a derogatory.
He's saying, "Oh, the show has queers in it," but people from the queer society, you know, but that's what they say, and they say it. But when you say it like that, it's quite interesting.
I mean that's weird because that's so weird. I don't know. I don't like the word either, but. I don't like it. That even hearing that made me feel uncomfortable there.
But he's not trying to say it. You know,
no, I know. He's like saying basically people have mixed.
And I was saying the word to him.
Yeah.
And I don't feel uncomfortable saying it.
I don't like it.
But then if it was a straight white male saying to me like, "Oh, these queer folk," I'd be a bit like, "Oh, I would be a bit like, what context are you saying this? You know, and he's saying it to other straight people.
Well, just anybody straight, not straight white male.
He's a straight white male, though, is why I said that more than like all straight white males. But you don't need to get defensive about being a white male. Anyway, I just thought it was an interesting conversation, which we're not really going to go into. But I never thought about it as we were speaking. He says, I said queer, he then said queer. Because we were talking about it in that context, I was a bit like, yeah, it makes sense to me.
I don't use the word for time yet. I'm not. I thought I was softening to it, but then just hearing that, I was like, oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah. But I thought non-conventional would be a way of saying it.
Non-conventional is a good way. Yeah, that's a good way. Did you want to do your Agony Ash?
Okay. I'm going to read it out loud.
It's not just Agony Ash. We need to think of it. It's not just me. It's me and you. So
it's easy to say Agony Ash and Big Mama Matt. But maybe we should have like oh my God, we should record. Now we do it in person. We should record like a little thing. Agony Ash. Yeah.
Make a jingle.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so this is from CRMB. He's been one of our loyal followers since we started. What?
I'm trying to know who that is.
I won't say his full name, just for
okay. But I know him, yeah.
So
I know this person.
I don't think you know him in person. He doesn't live here.
Oh, okay.
He lives just outside of Dublin.
Okay.
But you wouldn't have met him.
Right. Okay.
So he's been in his job for 9 months, and he told his boss he wasn't happy because it's quite isolating and slow paced. It's a good opportunity for his CV, but is it worth putting up with the dread, or should he bail? And then he goes and say, so he's a probation officer working in a sex offender prison. The work is predominantly risk assessments and reintegration, but I also do sex offender treatment group twice a week. They work with offenders who have post-release supervision. So every year, this year he has 6 cases, and next year he'll have 7, which is not a lot considering in his previous work he had 20 plus caseload. The job he's doing is more task-centered, and he likes to be busy all the time, where this is more therapeutic, and that's not what he wants to specialize in. He's not happy here, but he won't get another opportunity like this, and it'll be another 2 years before he gets to move at the earliest. So he doesn't like his job. It's a good opportunity CV-wise, but the work is not fulfilling. And if you're there for a minimum of 2 years, should you put up with it, or should you look for other opportunities?
Whenever I look at my own job, I look at things like I look at pay, the projects, and the people.
Okay.
And I'm willing to sacrifice one of them for the other 2. If you get all 3, perfect. But I'd happily sacrifice one for the other 2. If you're sacrificing 2, it's a no-go. So putting my template, I don't know if it translates well into this, but project sounds like it's not his bag. Pay, I know he didn't disclose, but that's up for him to, I guess, to measure up if it's worth the salary. I imagine if he's saying it's a good opportunity, I mean, maybe pay is not just pay, but it's the payback you get as well. So it sounds like it's going to be good for a CV. And people, I mean, again, in my people, it's the people I work with. I don't work with, well, I guess I work with clients. So yeah, I would look at it that way. If you're saying you get up with a sense of dread to go to work, it's not a good sign. And I would probably say that overrides everything. It sounds like, in my opinion, it's not what you want to be doing right now. And what do you know what age he is?
Yeah, slightly younger than me. So I want to say 30.
29, 30.
Yeah, 29, 30. I don't remember the exact age. But slightly younger than me.
There's a long work ahead of you, so I would say also the investment might be good if you can grim and bear it for 2 years. If it's going to look that good on your, I mean, I don't know what this line of what this means in your CV, but if it's going to look really good in 5 years' time and help you get a better pay, then maybe it's worth investing for the future. Because sometimes you just need to build that strong CV. So I don't know. It's a tough one.
I think it's definitely a tough one. I think it's what a lot of people go through in adult life, isn't it? As you start considering like careers as opposed to jobs.
Yeah, 100%.
And what's best for you going forward. for me, like I consider some of those things like pay is important in some way, but more so like what you can get in the future, less so than what the pay is in the moment. I think the people make the job regardless of whether it's something that's quite fulfilling and like, you know, if you work with people that you enjoy, both your colleagues, but also, you know, I like working hospitality for one of the main reasons is because of the interesting people that you meet and the variation, because it's never really consistent. You know, if you work in like an office space or something, you might end up seeing the same people all the time. And one of the things I enjoy about the work that I've always done is the fact that I do come across different people, and whether it's working in a prison or something, you do still come across different stories. I would say, you know. And interesting people for sure, regardless of the situation. And honestly, I think you're right. 2 years in the grand scheme of things is a relatively short amount of time, and I think you need to try and find. I think for 2 years, 2 or 3 years, you can grin and bear it if you can see something coming from it.
Yeah, focusing on what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are other focuses, like are there people around you that are more interesting? Can you still learn from some of the certain situations? That being said, I think there's, and I've done it a couple of times at work, and it kind of helps me refresh myself. It's like I actually end up applying for work. I've applied for other jobs. I haven't, and I've had offers and I've had rejections. But it was interesting to see where I stood in terms of like the job market, because it helped me put it into a better context. Because if I'm like, okay, this opportunity isn't great, and then I start applying for jobs for things that I wanted to do and realized that I didn't have the experience or the qualifications, or, you know, I need to spend more time in role, it made me understand and say, okay, I need to stay in this job for a bit longer. But if for some reason an opportunity to come up, then you would be able to take that. I think it's worth applying for things, seeing if there are better opportunities out there, but don't take anything for the sake of taking a new job because it's that bad.
You have to weigh everything up.
Yeah. And I think one of the things you have to weigh up is, are there opportunities out there? Don't just take any other job because it's another job. Take something that is genuinely a better situation.
Yeah.
On paper, you never know until you get there, because you'll never know the people, but you can get a certain vibe from those that interview you and the process. You know, do they send you things on time? And you know, or they like, oh, sorry, I'm delayed 3 weeks. I'm always a bit like,
yeah.
So what I'm getting is you're disorganized.
One of the questions I ask in interviews is, what's the clients like? Are they hard to work with? Are they good to work with? And that's a question that most people are quite honest with in my line of work, because it makes a massive difference. Like, because you have to, I guess, brace yourself for difficult clients. But again, if I'm coming into tough clients, but I'm going to work on good projects and good pay, that's a sacrifice I make in my head. Do you know what I mean? So, I also, when it comes to work, I also look at the job I'm doing I like to recheck myself every so often. Like, look at the job I'm doing, and like, 'cause jobs evolve. Once you get into a role, you're usually not going to be doing that indefinitely. Like, it grows, people put more work on you, which is always a good thing. I always like to look back and say, if this was a job I'm working in, if this was a job that was advertised right now as it is, would I apply for it? I did it once, and I said, no, I wouldn't apply for this job, and I decided to hand my notice in off the back of that.
How long had you been in that role for, that company was it?
I was there a year, so I was hired to do a year contract, and it came to the end of the year contract, and they had switched my clients over because one of the other clients preferred working with me, so they made me work on her projects full time. I didn't like her.
That's so unfortunate for you.
Her, I didn't mind. It was her junior who was just a real bitch.
Yeah.
Like, and the senior person liked me, so asked me to work on the project, which is fine. But then all the projects was run through the junior, who was like, she lies. You know, she everything's my fault, and she did nothing wrong. It's like, here's all the emails where you fucked up. And I just said to my boss, like, I can't work with this person anymore. Like, if this line of work, what you've asked me to do, is not what I had applied for to do, so here's my notice.
I think it's a bit easier for you though in your industry, maybe, because the work is quite transient. The word, like, you can move from place to place, easily get jobs. So I think that to an extent it makes sense, but it's a bit easier
because I still have to find a job.
But I was in a similar situation. I mean, I've started this role and I've been in it for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
But it hadn't been the job that I applied for a whole year and a half. And I was like, shall I stay in it? Just stay for a period of time, grin and bear it. It got to the end of last year, the beginning of this year, and I was just hating my work, hating it. So I started applying for jobs. I started getting interviews, so I was happy about that, but I didn't get any of the jobs that I'd applied for. But I understood some of the requirements that were needed for me to get another job. So then it helped me apply my work that I'm doing now in my current role, in my current company, to give myself a better chance in future. Mm-hmm. So I was able to grin and bear it, as it were, now, because in my head I'm like, okay, I know what people are looking for out in the industry and whatever that I need to do in my job role. Mm-hmm. I can start tailoring the work that I'm doing, because my job's a bit, I was able to pick and choose or make the work. It's not like already set. That being said, as I started to tailor my work, or started trying to find opportunities within my company that were what people were looking for outside, my work life now is significantly better, because I was able to, I don't know, the work got better, the project work got better, and more of what I wanted to do, and my work life was just, I don't know, it was more bearable, where I'm like, actually, I could stay here for another year now, the year and a half, 2 years, just because if it stays like this, it's a good opportunity.
When you started your job as well, there was no structure to it. You're sort of just thrown and be like, here, do what you have to do.
There's still not any now.
But you form some structure in your head to know this is what I should be looking to do.
Finally, yeah.
So, which is great, because you used your initiative to do that.
It just took me like a year and a half to realise it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess you're at a point where you're like, this is a great opportunity. And if I remember right, they're always saying, oh, it's going to get better, it's going to do this, we're going to do that. It just never became any fruitful. Like they were saying, oh, yeah, and so you were sort of waiting for it. And plus, it's not your job to be told what your bosses should be telling you to do.
I don't think so. And they keep saying to me, like, Matt, but you need to do this. I'm like, but if I start doing these things, it might not fall in line with, but anyway.
No, but it's 100%. It is like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But at one point, somebody just said, do you know what? But then if you do that, you've not... they don't have a backbone. Do you mean they can't go back and say, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that"? But like, well, you didn't tell me I shouldn't be doing that.
100%. So, and that was my issue. I don't want to waste all my energy on something that just doesn't come to fruition. And as a side note, they've decided now to hire someone to run our team. And the director was like, I know you've been saying it for 2 years, Matt, but we finally realised that actually it's true. We do need someone to run it. And I was like,
here's my CV.
I don't want to do the job though. I don't want to do that job, because they're like, oh, Matt. Someone said to me, I heard you were going to go for it. And I was like, I don't want to run this team. I'm still learning. Like, I'm not one of those opportunistic people where I'm like, oh, that opportunity's available. Let me just do it even if I can't do the job. Because there are people that are like that, isn't it? That run a team or something just because they say they can. My old manager was like that when I was in restaurants. And I was like, but she was not capable of doing the job. And essentially she failed at her job. It might have looked good on the CV in that respect for her. Anyway, in terms of this story, I think start applying for some jobs. See where you lie in terms of the industry, and if a better opportunity does come up, take that. But don't move sideways or take something less, because really, in 2 years' time, it will fly by, and you just need to figure out ways that you can cope with that situation, is what I would say.
Yeah. This is a nice segue into one you want to talk about, isn't it? Feedback.
Oh my goodness. So, yeah, this week, so things are going really well.
Sorry, good luck with your work situation, listener. Thank you very much for writing in.
Thank you very much for writing in. Yeah, no, I hope that that somehow helped.
Good luck.
So my work situation is like a lot better at the moment, because I'm happy with myself, and I always put it down to, I know.
Blah, blah, blah.
I know. I was trying to look at that clock there.
All right.
But I can tell the time. I can't see the
time. We were just saying that, I've just said to Matt that we're 47 minutes in recording. We're like, oh my God, we talk so much.
Yeah. I can't steal that fucking awful clock. Anyway, I can see what's happening.
Sorry?
Yeah,
go.
So my work situation was a lot better than it was before because of that. And I'm happier as a person, and therapy's worked wonders for me. And now I'm going to reduce the number of weeks. I'm going to do it every 2 weeks because I feel really good at the moment, and it's going well. And part of that is that I've been taking more initiative at work. I've picked up loads of projects. I've created a lot of projects, or organisations, what we're doing. And I really put that down to myself. I'm not going to lie. Work have not supported me in this situation. In fact, I've been doing it, so they're just putting more on me because they can see that I'm trying to be more organised. The person who's supposed to be my manager was covering maternity leave for the operations director. Now she's come back. She sent an email asking for feedback on the person who's supposed to be my manager. The problem is I've always been slated for the way that I express myself. Not for the things that I say. Like, I did say for 2 years that I need a manager, but I probably said it like, you lot are stupid. We clearly need a manager, something like that. And, you know, not in a way that was more palatable for their needs. And so they want me to give feedback on his performance, which has only been terrible.
Okay.
There were different questions. Like, in your opinion, and this one's that's so vague. Like, in your opinion, what is the impression that you got of how he performed in the OD role and in the operations director role? And I was like, badly? How do you say, if something's really bad, in your opinion, in my opinion, I didn't think he performed well, what am I supposed to say?
I mean, you have to be honest in these things. Is there any glimmer of anything he did good?
I'm quite a negative person as it is. Like, I do struggle to see positives when I feel so negative about things. So that's not a skill of mine. I've never had that tact. I see it as I see it, and I call it as I see it. But genuinely, he has done nothing well. Nothing. And that was one of the questions. What do you feel has been his biggest achievement while covering this role?
I mean, does he show up to work on time?
No, because we don't have the time to be there. But I'm saying, will you come to this meeting? And he just doesn't show up. He's accepted. It's his meeting.
Oh,
he doesn't show up.
I mean, if there's genuinely nothing good, like, does he smile at work?
Oh, my goodness. So the last couple of weeks before she was coming back, we're sitting in meetings.
Is it a boy or girl?
Meetings. A boy.
Right.
And he's just sitting there saying nothing. It's supposed to be, he's standing in as operations director and he's having no input. So there's like 3-4 of us. Sometimes our meetings have like fucking 8-12 people in it. He's the most senior person in that room. Nothing. No input whatsoever. No input, but no. If a senior person, he should be saying like, yes, that's a good idea. No, maybe we should change this. Something like that. So nothing. So we're coming up with these decisions. No input. And then, so in my organization that I've been doing recently, I've been holding and running meetings based on my own back. And he's congratulated me on how well I run them. A couple of people have as well. They said, like, how? Like, they've never seen me do it before. But I come in with an agenda. We follow some points. If we go off track, I just bring us back in. And we leave with some actions. And it's about an hour long.
So a good thing then, I would say, is you think it's good how he likes to take a really, really, really strong standoff approach and let me take control of the scenario.
So I did write the feedback, and what I've written was, his greatest achievement was he allowed 4 other people to do the job that he was supposed to. I basically said that.
But there's a better way of wording it than what you just said.
I wrote, he allowed this person to organise this week-long training in 3 weeks.
Okay, which is what he was supposed to be doing.
He should have done it, but also, we knew that this was going to change 7 months before the date that they did. He organised it 3 weeks before the date. We knew 7 months that this was the deadline, around September time, whatever, or back then, that this was a change that was going to happen. He waited until 3 weeks before that deadline. And I was like, well done. And then he's like, I had to get this ready in 3 weeks' time. Now, 1, you didn't do anything. 2, they did it, and it was your fault because you never organised it.
Do you know his boss?
She's the one who asked for the feedback.
Yeah, but do you know her?
So, I was speaking to one of the girls at work because she was like, so I'm a really good favour at work at the moment because I'm so helpful, apparently, I've stopped speaking the way that I speak. I'm just saying yes to everything. And she was like, you're really in her at the moment. Like, you should just tell her. And I'm not getting involved. It's kind of like this situation. I don't want this feedback. Ideally, what I'd like to do is say nothing. I don't want to be asked. I don't want to get involved in the drama, right? I let them deal with their shit. But she's bringing me in, asking me for feedback, and I don't want to. And I've done it. I had to give it because the deadline was Thursday. We
have to do it, but also there's a whole element of, if he's not doing his job and he's getting paid to do his job, then he's feeling like the company is wasting money
But we do that anyway. There's tons of people that don't do that job.
I know, but it'll come a scenario where you'll get like, you'll want to go in and you'll be like, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and I've done this. I want a pay rise. And they'll be like, we don't have any money for a budget. And then in your head, you'll be like, well, you fucking pay this guy.
Yeah,
this
definitely more. He has to, surely.
Do you know what I mean? This many thousand more than me, and I'm doing his job for him.
And my therapist said, make sure, and this is like a work thing, she's like, are you recording everything you're doing at the moment, especially because things are going well? And I got a pay rise last year. And now I've done the work to deserve it, for sure. And I need to chronicle?
Yeah.
What's the word? Record everything that I'm doing, because there's a lot of work at the moment for that reason.
100%.
Because I don't have one-to-ones, because he's supposed to have our one-to-ones. Never have I ever had an appraisal or one-to-one or anything that not, a meeting to say, how are you doing? For the whole year, apart from one, which was awful, when they told me we're going to suspend your pay increase because I hadn't performed last year. I ended up getting it 4 months later. But yeah, I need to record these things down.
Definitely, 100%.
Anyway, I thought it was just a really awkward situation to be put in for me, because I have to see him on a daily basis. And like, we're still doing projects now that he didn't organise, and he keeps being like, Matt, we've got so much work, and keeps like rubbing my shoulders and like being like, oh, we've got all these things to do. And I'm like, one, don't touch me. We don't have that kind of relationship. Two, the reason why we've got so much work to do is, again, you didn't do what you're supposed to do, and now we have to try and put something together in a short space of time.
With work things, it's very easy to not make it. Well, no, it's very hard to not make it personal.
I make things so personal when it comes to people that I don't like. I can't separate it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, work pays your bills. So I always, because I hate people who, there's a girl I used to work with, and she used to, classic example, I've been chasing tech to get something done. 4 or 5 months later, it's still not happening. And I'm like, how is this not happening? You have said this is an easy job. Why is it so hard? No reply. It's nightmare.
Is she in that team?
No. Oh. She's on my team. And she then goes to her person she knows, and she then finds a way to get the report. And then rather than say to me, who's her senior, oh, I got this, by the way, we're in this big meeting and we talk about it, and I'm like, and then she goes, oh, I managed to get this sorted, by the way. And I was just like, wow. Like, totally. And I was just like,
were you in the meeting being like, oh, well, they still haven't done it?
I was like, yeah, the tech haven't done this, it's been this many months. She's like, oh, I managed to get done quite easily. Here it is. And I was so angry that I was like chewing my tongue to stop myself from roaring at her on a call with all these senior people. So in the workspace, it's very hard to, you see these people every day, build relationships. At the end of the day, it's, in your scenario, it's going to be you or them. There's no friends in work. Do you know what I mean?
100%. They
pay your bills, and when push comes to shove, you need to, especially this person more senior than you need to go to their boss and say, look, I don't think he's right for the job, and here's my reasons why.
I'm not going to do that.
You have to.
No, I can't.
You have to.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
What happens in the scenario then when you want to grow or something comes up and he's more senior than you, so his say will, all you're doing is highlighting to his boss. We have to word it in a way like you have to highlight to his boss. Oh, hello Alexa. Highlight to his boss that you find there's areas where you don't think he's performing, and you can do that as his underemployee, because she'll then focus on them and then hold him accountable for everything, because that's her job.
And that's what I'm trying to do. Like we'd had like this lunch, and the reason why I say I can't do it, it's not that I shouldn't, it's because because of my history of like lacking tact and my ability to, I've really struggled to navigate these conversations because I've always just been upfront and like direct with what I'm saying. So the reason why I say I'm not going to do that is because I worry about how I come across. Because sometimes I feel like I'm just trying to be open and honest, but then some people think I'm just being, bitchy or something. But she did be like, she did say like, oh, how are things going? And then I was like, oh, they're okay. It's just, I was like, there are some things that I need a response or acknowledgement for. And I'm not getting that. And she's like, from who? And I was like, just from the people that I need to have acknowledgement or decisions being made. Like someone was on a holiday for 3 weeks. I can't authorize their holiday because I'm not their manager. This person needs to say that. And they didn't. And then she was like, well, why didn't they? And I was like, I don't know, but I'm not getting responses. Can I just speak to you? And she was like, well, I'll find out from who. Who was the person? And I was like, in this instance, it was him. The emails do say, because I sent messages 3 times saying, the person's going on holiday in 3 weeks' time. How are we going to process it? Are they able to have it? 2 weeks again, 1 week again. Then the holiday comes and payroll, like, what's going on? And I'm like, what can I say? I don't know what to say. Like, I'm asking, can this person get paid for holiday or not? Because they're in their probation. He's like, and then after he sent an email saying, we never give holiday. And I was like, 1, I'll show you 17 examples where we have. And 2, it doesn't matter if we don't or what, we don't have a clear policy on it. I just need you to respond and say yes or no.
So what's the next steps of his feedback?
She gives him the feedback. So it wasn't just me, it was other people. It's supposed to be 360 feedback, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, because some of the questions are loaded, I think, right? So he goes,
go ahead.
Yeah. How they impacted the ops team? How do you view their check back after meetings? What advice would you give them? And I don't know, I feel like I think they're quite loaded. I don't know.
But also in these scenarios as well, the senior person, your boss's boss, might know already.
She does, because they text her loads while he's away, bitching all about him.
Right. So she might then be looking for the paperwork, the official paperwork, to put down to say, we have this issue because here I noticed it and this supports what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't want to get involved in it because I see him on a daily basis.
But you have to. He won't know it's you.
Oh, they said she write specific examples. So I did. Because I also, and that's a difficult thing as well. I could be like more general and she can show him the feedback, but I also it needs to be substantiated, right? I needs to give the examples of what has happened. But the examples are very specific to events that we'd had. Yeah. So, you'll know.
Well, still, you know what? If he's not professional enough to take on the feedback that has come up and recognize it's flawed, then again, I would say, because she's asked for specific examples, again, it's not something I would, if I ask for specific examples, just so I know in my head, I would never say in this scenario, and even if I did, and if that made your working relationship worse, because he was unable to take your feedback, then that will go against him. And all you have to do is say, I don't want to get involved, but ever since I gave that feedback and I guess your meeting happened, I feel that blah, blah, blah has been treating me a lot differently, and I'm struggling in these scenarios. I hope nothing I said was contentious, or how would you suggest I handle this situation? All she can say is leave with me. Yeah,
it's true. And it is fair. And I don't have a problem with confrontation or saying it directly to people. Part of it is I prefer to say it to him, but obviously that's where those feelings get involved.
You have to go through channels.
Yeah. Well, more so not to say it to him because I want to tell you to your face, but I'm an open person in that respect. I think if I can type it and send it to someone else behind your back, I should be able to give... If you want the opportunity to ask me in person, I'll most certainly tell you.
Yeah.
And do you remember when I told you when I had that 360 feedback, when it was like just bombarded on me all of a sudden?
Yeah.
And even though it really hurt me and I was taken aback, ever since that point, and that's what they're referring to, is like, oh, you've taken the feedback on so well, because I was like, afterwards, you know what, if this is their impression of me, and I don't mean to have it, then I'll take the feedback on, and, it's showing now.
That's how you grow.
It's showing now,
That's how you grow. Well, there we go. Good luck.
When she has a meeting with him, I have no idea.
You'll be packing.
If he comes to me as well,
he should. If he comes up and says anything,
I'm not wrong though, and I know I'm wrong because I've got the examples and the emails and all that sort of shit.
If he comes up and says anything except for "I'm really sorry" or "Look, I didn't realize how bad this was," then good for him. But if he comes up and says like, "How dare you?" be like, I don't know, but I'm sure it'll work out fine. It's good that you're in such a good place at work, though.
Yeah.
Get rid of this sloppy person.
So bad. So disorganized.
Okay, I have an agony situation. Okay. This person wrote and said, I've been friends with this guy for 3 years, but I'm now in love with him. He's getting married in a few months. What should I do? Gregory is 27.
He needs to do nothing.
Well, this is it. I say what you should do. You should be happy for him. You see, here's the problem, Gregory, and everyone out there listening who don't know how to get what they want. You get left on the side. I'm sorry, but you blew it. And it's such a tricky thing because
you need to be open and honest, and you need to, just say it. Blah,
if
blah.
you're friends with somebody, you're risking that friendship. Do you know what I mean? If you're friends with somebody and you're developing feelings for them, because I've been in that scenario where I've been friends with somebody, and I know I'm not their type. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't. Oh yes.
Yeah, and I was infatuated, but I just know I'm not his type, so I'm not going to spoil because we have a really good friendship.
Was that deep?
Oh my god, 100%.
Oh, I thought you were being quite superficial about that.
No, I was but I just know I'm not his type. So I was like, I'm not spoiling this friendship. You alright?
The back of my knees are really sweaty.
So we're gonna rub it on the cushion. Okay, you could have got toilet roll.
You carry
on. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil that friendship. But definitely don't go up to somebody and say, "Hey, you're getting married in a few months. I love you."
Now's not the time.
I'm sorry, you've messed this, Gregory.
100%, because this is not a TV show or a film, right? And I've expressed to you loads of times about.
Oh, you mean life? Life isn't.
Yeah, this is not a romantic situation whereby you're gonna tell them before they get married, and they're gonna have like this moment of,
"I love you too."
Oh my god, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Like,
and some slow ballad rock song plays in the background.
Now you're putting them in a situation where they need to start choosing. So
there's
no choice. I think there's two parts of it. Like,
there's no
telling
choice.
I think if you're friends with someone and it's worse if they're in a relationship for sure. But if they're not in a relationship, I think it's nowadays I think it's right to be open. When I fell for the people that I fell for, that I was friends with, and thought I was in a relationship or they were in a relationship. So there I didn't say anything because I don't think it was right for me to say anything while I'm in a relationship, because I should break up with the person if I'm saying, oh, we need to talk about it more than anything. Not necessarily, I need to be open about that. But if that person is in a relationship, I think it's wrong for me to do something to jeopardize their relationship.
100%.
Unless I was willing to tell them I'm in a relationship and then leave the situation forever.
Yeah, you risk losing that friendship. Joe, that friendship's over.
Regardless of whether they're getting married or not, as you're saying.
Well, no, I'm saying if you're going to tell your friend that you're in love with them and they're in a relationship, I mean...
Because they need to remove themselves from you then.
Well, I mean, it depends, I guess, how deep the attraction is. I've had friends who've been attracted to me and it's never been an issue.
This is serious. What this person is saying is serious.
Yeah, but this person...
He's in love.
Yeah.
This is not like, oh, they're banging.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, that's what I said, it depends on how deep the attraction is.
I'm going to take it as the words that are saying, that he's in love with this person.
Yeah, this person...
literally considering telling them before this person gets married.
No, absolutely not, don't do that.
I think we can agree, do not. There are things that you should do is remove yourself. You can't be friends with this person if this is what you think, or you need to learn to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I think it's wrong to tell the person that you have feelings for them in this situation because you left it.
Yeah, because you left it.
Because you left it. If it was earlier, it's bad if they weren't engaged, right? If they were in a relationship. But
even in the engagement level, I would never be, if somebody's engaged, I wouldn't be, now's the time to tell them. I think even at that point, you're too late.
I mean, even before that, say if they were a year and a half in the relationship and not 3 years. Or like, if that person was in a relationship for 8 months.
a solid relationship, no matter how long.
Yeah, even a solid one. I still think I just don't think it's the right thing to do.
No, I'm saying, yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're putting your feelings onto them. Mm-hmm. You're now making it their issue, which is not fair. Now you're putting them in a precarious situation because they need to, I don't know, tell their partner or stop speaking to you.
Mm-hmm. You're making your problem their problem.
Right, and that's not fair. You need to learn how to deal with it. You either need to remove yourself from the situation because it's wrong to try and jeopardize their relationship and deal with your feelings in some way. You either need to tell them then bounce, or learn to be able to deal with it.
No, don't even tell them and bounce. I wouldn't.
That's the worst out of all the options, by the way. Yeah. That's not the right one.
Yeah, don't ever. I wouldn't even. Don't. That's not an option.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Like, if you do that, you're a dick because you're still doing the same problem.
100%.
But you're then just you're doing the right thing by exiting. I would just, rather than hurt somebody else or confuse somebody else, just exit. I mean, you run the risk then of that person being like, if you're really good friends, being like, I don't see you as much. You have to just lie and say, oh, I'm really busy, or because your feelings will die down, like, over time.
I don't know. It's tough. Do you think there's a situation or way? Because then there is another thing. Is there a way that you can express it, but not saying, oh, I love you, do you love me back? More like, listen, I need help dealing with this situation, and saying, we're really good friends. I don't mean to jeopardize your relationship. There are just certain things that are happening that I really struggle to deal with, and I need your help. And it's similar to my very recent situation where I was like, we need to be able to deal with this. Do you reckon there's a more respectful way of saying that?
It depends on that person. Some people it depends on how they process things like feelings and stuff. Like, they could be somebody, if they're mature enough to be like, cool, I totally get it, like, blah, blah, blah.
It's more about your relationship with that person, isn't it? Your friendship. How good is your friendship?
Yeah, well, I mean, what I'm saying is, if I was saying to somebody, oh, hey, I've developed these feelings for you, well, I don't think it's something I could ever say.
I've done it before.
Oh, I don't know. What did you say?
I said, I know that you don't like me, and I've really tried to deal with it in certain ways, although in hindsight I didn't deal with it well, whatever. But I need to let you know that I have feelings for you, quite deep feelings, and I do want to be your friend still, but I don't know how to deal with some of these situations. Like, sometimes I do get a bit jealous if I see you getting with someone else, or, you know, the reason why I'm craving certain things or responses from you is because of these reasons why, and I don't know what to do. And we end up having quite a couple of conversations about it, actually. The result of that being, we don't speak now. At all.
Well, I mean, that's sad. It is sad.
But it's like the risk that you say.
Yeah.
And it is difficult when you catch those feels, but you have to be prepared to, in that respect, if you're going to express how you feel, you also need to be prepared for the fact that your relationship might end, and you have 100%. To deal with those feelings as well. But it is good in terms of the sense of knowing, because say if this person's questioning whether this person might actually have feelings for them.
The scenario you've just is in my head the lesser of the two evils, because everything's on the table then, and you're able to, as a person, move on knowing that you did all you could do. And there'll be some sort of loss, but again, you'll grow up, you'll pick it up and move on. Do you know what I mean?
It's going to be hurt anyway in this situation.
Yeah.
There's no denying. When you catch the feels, someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah. What's worse is liking someone, them not knowing, and you're not willing to do anything about it, because you have to then process it and fight with it every single time you see them.
But we just said don't. We just said do that, though. That's the thing we just said.
Yeah, well, we're saying it because, well, there's not a good scenario. This guy's about to get married. This is totally different.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying in your scenario, that guy wasn't about to get married, was he?
No, single.
Yeah, exactly. So it's different when somebody's in a relationship.
For sure.
Yeah.
But there's still an element of having to tell them, I guess. If you're friends with them.
No. Because people who are in relationships, single people have more free time. People in relationships don't have much more free time. If somebody, in my head only, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're about to ruin the relationship, when you could easily not just do that, or mess up with their head when you can not do it. You as a single person and them as a person in a couple, you'll have more free time, so you can go meet new people. They're less likely to notice that because they have somebody else all the time. They have a best friend for life now, so they're less likely to notice that void than you. So I think that's a bit different.
It's difficult because you do want to be honest and open with your friends. I think there is an element with that person, like you say, being in a relationship. I don't think you should do it if the intention is to see whether they have similar feelings for you. I think that's bad. But there is an element where, like, in love, you've got to be selfish and all that sort of shit, right? See how much you can actually deal with these feelings. Not on your own, but not involving those people. I think it's a bad idea to go and try and see whether they have the same feelings as you, to be honest. And I do believe that the feelings do wane. Sometimes they do take a long time.
Yeah, they can.
But they do.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you blew it this time, Gregory.
You blew it. That's so harsh.
It's true, though.
No.
He did. He did.
No, it didn't blow it. It's a difficult situation to be in.
It's a difficult situation, but don't say anything this time, Gregory. Try not to get in the situation again, Gregory.
You can't. Okay, you need to stop talking. You can't choose or try not to get the situation. But and it isn't. Don't say anything to them. It's just. I think try and deal with it, not involving that individual at this point.
So don't say anything.
To them,
yeah, of course. That's what I mean.
Speak to your other friends. Speak to people in certain situations.
Yeah, but you're not going to say anything. You're going to be happy for your friend who's getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them get married.
Yeah.
It's now that they're getting married, leave it be.
Mm-hmm. Don't attend the wedding.
What?
I wouldn't. What? Watch the someone you love.
If this is your good friend, they invite you to your wedding. You can't just be like, I'm not going to go.
I have something else on that day. Send them a nice card.
The thing is, it's that kind of thing that you do where you'll talk to yourself and you're like, oh, I shouldn't go. And then you'll go and then just be like, blah. It's the kind of thing that we do, isn't it? Like, it's just stupid shit. You put yourself in the situation that you know that you shouldn't have done it. But you do.
You have to do it. I do attend. I'm joking. Do attend the wedding.
Yeah.
But stay strong.
Yeah.
Get with somebody else at the wedding.
We don't know whether it's like a whole gay situation, do we?
No.
Could it be so different if it was like a straight man? Would it be different? No, you can't. It doesn't. That's different. You'd have to be someone that you think might be able to reciprocate the feelings.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get what you mean.
Because
like a gay guy in love with a straight friend.
That's a bit more straightforward. Like, just don't say anything. There's no chance of reciprocation.
Or a straight guy in love with a girl, you get married.
I feel like it's a situation that.
In my head, it's a gay guy who loves his gay friend.
That's what I think it is, but yeah.
Oh, well, we better wrap up. So, good luck, Gregory, and I'm really sorry. But thanks again.
It's horrible when that happens. It really is.
Yeah, it's not nice. So that's it, Matt. It's so hot today. I'm going to sit and sunbathe naked now.
Yay! Tan lines. Or no tan lines.
No tan lines. What do you got planned for the rest of the day?
I don't know.
Rest of the week? I need to find a job.
We're going to rugby. So I got a third date with a guy, and I got the feels a little bit as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you seen him?
That was something I wanted to talk about as well, actually.
Well, next week.
I know. But yeah, I'm seeing him on Friday. I was like, maybe we should have a date where we don't need to worry about just work the next day.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm. And also the Great British Bake Off starts this week.
Yeah.
Do you watch it?
No.
You can't. It's like your nightmare. All of these delicious gluten-y treats that you just cannot eat. They do more like alternatives, like gluten-free weeks and free from weeks. But yeah. I used to watch the show when it came out. Amazingly, I used to love it. This is before I was gluten-free. You don't choose to not watch it because of the gluten, do you?
It made it harder to watch it.
That's tough.
Because I used to love baking as well.
Yeah. Bacon or baking? I'm joking.
I used to love it, and now I just can't do it. Well, I can do it, but it's just hard. I made a really nice.
I mean, I'm tortured by it as well because all I want to eat is those treats, but I can't. So it's the same, I guess.
But you can if you wanted to.
I could make them.
Yeah,
I could.
Yeah. I'm going to start watching Mindhunter on Netflix.
A lot of people have been speaking about it.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. I'm reading Lord of the Rings at the minute, so I'm going to get on with that. Might read that in the sun with a cup of coffee. I don't know. I'm going to have a chill one. Had a really good time yesterday playing the game with you. So basically, Matt and I went last night. We went with a group of friends to
Flight Club.
Group of your friends, people I Except for Jordan, and we all we went to Flight Club, which is sort of, it was darts and drinks, which in my head sounded really shit, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's one of my favourite things to do.
So much fun.
And I won.
And I came second.
Yay.
There's a point in it. At one point we thought the game had lost. We crashed because the thing crashed, the computer crashed, but yeah, you came first, I came second. And I think me coming second was a great achievement given that I was one game behind everyone because you already played a game before I arrived. So technically I should have won.
No, but you might come last there.
I wouldn't have.
I won.
It was good fun. And then we just went back to Matt's and ordered pizza and we played, what was it called?
Towerfall on the Switch.
Towerfall on the Switch, and poor Matt had to put up with my shit.
No, so bad. And you could tell he got to looking at me, and I couldn't look at him. I could feel your eyes inside me, and I'm like, oh god.
Do you know when the dog's done something wrong and it gives you that look? And
it took 50 minutes to beat one boss.
It took
50.
over an hour because we played it before the dinner came. We paused it. Pizza came, we ate, and yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
Partly, no, so it was a hard boss.
Yeah, it was hard.
But also worse because I kept dying every 2 minutes and you had to come and save me.
Yeah, you just need to stay alive. Stay alive. I'll do the rest. Just stay alive. Stay alive.
Yeah. But then because then I got into the scenario where I was like, because I'm okay, I'll not do anything. I'll be like your sidekick, and then I get bored and I just look at what you're doing and I forget and I get killed.
And then yeah.
It was fun, but I definitely want to get a Switch.
It's a good game.
All
right, let's wrap up.
Yeah. Right. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks everyone for writing in. We do love it when people do give us feedback and give us scenarios to talk about. We also love reviews, so please feel free if you're an Apple user to leave reviews, or if you use SoundCloud. I think SoundCloud allows you to leave, or Stitcher. One of the SoundCloud or Stitcher lets you leave reviews as well. So even if you don't use them, just if you want to go on and do it, it'd be great, because it really supports us. And please share and let people know what you listen to if you really enjoy it, because again, word of mouth is how we grow the podcast. So thanks everyone.
Have a lovely week, Ashley.
Yeah, you too, Matt. It's weird that I get to see. I think it's better recording face to face because we have body language and, you know.
Well, let's see what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I think so. But we ended up talking more. I thought we talked less. I've seen you like 4 times this week.
I know. Because we've got stories that we can relate to.
Yeah.
And I have more going on in my life except for CrossFit.
Not yet. Soon.
Yeah, soon.
There's something you won't say. Which I thought we were going to talk about, pretend that we weren't.
No, we're not talking anything about my personal life.
It was just me and my personal life. I'm going to get in trouble.
There's nothing to report in my personal life.
Okay.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.